in the world of media and fame, there are names that shine so brightly they become synonymous with success. Oprah Winfrey is one of those names. But before she became the household icon, before the billionaire title, before the media empire, there was a young girl from a troubled past. She wasn't born into privilege. She didn't have connections. She didn't have a clear path. She had a fight for survival, a fight for dignity, a fight to prove to the world and herself that her past didn't dictate her future. Her childhood was full of hardship. Raised in poverty, Oprah's life was a constant struggle. She was born in rural Mississippi to a single teenage mother and later sent to live with her grandmother. The small house they lived in had little to offer. There was barely enough food to eat, and the situation at home was often filled with neglect and abuse. Oprah was sexually abused at a young age, an experience that would scar her for years. But it didn't destroy her. It hardened her. It made her angry. It made her want to scream at the injustice of it all. She was a survivor, and she was furious at the world for what it had thrown her way. But beneath that anger, there was something else, a hunger to change. She fought not to stay in the place she was born into. She fought against the odds stacked against her. And while many others in her situation would have simply become a statistic, Oprah fought for an identity of her own. Her journey to success didn't start with a smooth road. It didn't start with a golden ticket. It started with rejection. At 23, Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job as a news anchor at a Baltimore TV station. They told her she was unfit for television. She was too emotional, too expressive, not right for the polished, controlled image they wanted for their network. In that moment, the world told Oprah that her biggest asset, her authenticity, her rawness, her ability to speak from the heart, was a weakness. But instead of fading away, Oprah turned that rejection into her driving force. She didn't let the rejection define her. Instead, she used it as fuel to prove herself. She landed a position on a low-rated talk show in Chicago, AM Chicago. It wasn't glamorous. The show was failing, but Oprah didn't shy away from it. She leaned into the struggle. Her passion, her authenticity, and her ability to connect with people began to shine through. The ratings started to climb. She took risks, talking about topics that others wouldn't dare touch. Her show became the voice of the underdog, the voice of those who were unheard. Oprah didn't just want to be on TV. She wanted to change the narrative. She wanted to prove that you could rise above your circumstances. Her big break came when AM Chicago was rebranded as The Oprah Winfrey Show. The rest, as they say, is history. But Oprah's success wasn't handed to her. She had to prove her worth every step of the way. She had to fight against the image people had of her. She had to show the world that being real, being authentic, wasn't a weakness, it was a strength. Her success wasn't about finding the right connection. She didn't have a powerful mentor or a network of influential people behind her. She had herself, and she had her story. She didn't get the job because someone believed in her. She got it because she believed in herself. Oprah Winfrey's rise to power wasn't just about becoming a media mogul. It was about turning every single rejection, every single hardship, every single moment of failure into fuel for her power. Her story is a lesson in resilience. It's a story about transforming pain into purpose. She turned her scars into strength, her anger into focus, and her fear into action. What Oprah realized is that her past didn't need to define her. It needed to empower her. All the pain, all the injustice, all the experiences that made her angry and hurt, it all became the raw material for her future success. When she finally broke through, it wasn't just for herself. It was for every young girl who grew up like she did. It was for every person who was told they weren't enough. It was for every person who fought to rise above their circumstances. She proved that it's not about where you start. It's about how you use your struggles to fuel your journey. And Oprah Winfrey is proof that no matter how broken you feel, no matter how many doors slam in your face, if you have the courage to keep going, you can turn your wounds into wisdom and build an empire. Her empire wasn't just about television. It was about creating a platform where people could be heard, where stories were told, where realness wasn't a flaw, it was a strength. Her message is clear. You don't need to be perfect to succeed. You just need to be real. The power of transformation. Oprah Winfrey didn't just build an empire from nothing. She built it from something much more profound, her transformation. Her transformation wasn't just about the circumstances she rose from, it was about the way she chose to change the narrative around her own life. It wasn't a matter of luck or destiny, it was a matter of choice, discipline, and an unyielding belief that she deserved more. She didn't let her history define her. She didn't let the abuse, the poverty, or the rejection from her TV job shape the story she would tell the world. She understood that to rise, she needed to look at her past, not as a series of unfortunate events, but as a foundation for her power. Oprah knew what it was like to feel powerless. She knew what it felt like to be overlooked, underestimated, and discarded. But rather than see those experiences as setbacks, she began to see them as lessons. She took every rejection as an opportunity to dig deeper into who she was and what she truly stood for. She didn't just want to be seen as a news anchor or a talk show host. She wanted to be a voice for the voiceless, a voice for those who had been told their pain didn't matter, their struggles weren't important, or their stories were too broken to be told. The public didn't know it at the time, but the Oprah they saw on TV wasn't just a TV personality. She was a woman who had transformed her pain into something powerful. Every time she spoke with a guest on her show, every time she connected with the audience, she was giving them a piece of her journey. And in doing so, she showed them that they too could rise. Her ability to be authentic was her superpower. While others in the media tried to hide their vulnerabilities behind glossy exteriors, Oprah laid hers bare for the world to see. She talked about the things that made people uncomfortable, the abuse, the failures, the insecurities, and in doing so, she invited others to do the same. She built a show that didn't just entertain, it empowered, it healed. The guests who came on her show were often not there just to promote a book or a movie. They were there to share their truth. Oprah gave them a platform to be real, to be vulnerable, and to connect with her audience on a deeper level. Through her show, she created a space where people could find hope, understanding, and most importantly, themselves. But none of this happened overnight. Oprah didn't suddenly become a cultural icon after a single interview or a single episode. Her rise was slow and steady. It was built on consistency, authenticity, and the courage to keep going, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. She could have quit. She could have given up when she was told she wasn't good enough for the news anchor position. She could have taken the criticism personally and decided that maybe the world just wasn't ready for her. But instead, Oprah did something remarkable. She turned that rejection into fuel. She didn't internalize the no's. She used them as a catalyst to push herself forward. Each setback taught her something new. Each failure helped her develop resilience. By the time The Oprah Winfrey Show became a national sensation, Oprah was no longer just a survivor of her circumstances. She was a creator of her own destiny. She wasn't defined by her difficult childhood or her past traumas. She became defined by what she did with them. And that's where her true power lies. The ability to transform your pain into purpose. It wasn't just about healing herself. Oprah's real gift was in helping others heal. Her show wasn't just entertainment, it was therapy for millions. It was a space where people could feel heard, validated, and understood. And as Oprah's influence grew, so did her vision. She didn't stop at creating a talk show. She expanded her empire. She became the head of her own production company, Harpo Productions. She launched the Oprah Winfrey Network, OWN, a network dedicated to spreading the same message of self-empowerment that had made her a household name. Oprah took the lessons from her childhood, those lessons of survival, resilience, and strength, and used them to craft a platform that would inspire and uplift people for generations to come. She showed the world that success isn't just about the accolades or the riches. It's about how you use your influence, how you use your power to make a difference. And Oprah didn't just build an empire for herself, she built it for the world. She turned her scars into strength. She turned her struggles into stories that connected people to their own healing. She built an empire not just of money, but of impact. She became more than just a celebrity. She became a global force for good. But let's be clear, her journey didn't come without its challenges. She faced criticism. She faced backlash. She faced her own self-doubt. And yet, despite it all, Oprah showed us the true measure of success, not what you accumulate, but what you give. Not how much you rise, but how many you lift along the way. Her story reminds us that the real power lies in the ability to transform, to change yourself, your life, and ultimately the world around you. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's not about having a smooth path. It's about how you walk through the rough parts. Oprah Winfrey didn't just succeed because of what she had. She succeeded because of what she became. And that is the power of transformation. The transformation that changed an industry and the world. Oprah Winfrey's rise is more than just a personal triumph. It's a testament to the idea that transformation can change not only an individual, but an entire industry, a culture, and ultimately a generation. When Oprah started, television was dominated by a formula: shallow interviews, quick sound bites, and surface-level engagement. Networks played it safe, only focusing on what was predictable, what was polished, and what wouldn't ruffle any feathers. But Oprah didn't care about playing it safe. She wasn't interested in just entertaining. She was on a mission to connect, to help people see the humanity in others. The conversations on The Oprah Winfrey Show didn't revolve around surface-level topics. Oprah dug deeper. She brought real people into the spotlight, people who had experienced trauma, loss, pain, or joy in its rawest form. Her show became a space where people could speak their truth without fear of judgment. But let's not forget, this wasn't the norm in television at the time. Oprah had to fight against industry expectations. She had to fight against her own doubts, the doubt of those around her, and the skepticism of the media world. She knew she was offering something different. She knew that if she could create a platform where people could talk openly about their struggles, their flaws, and their humanity, it would resonate. But the pressure was immense. Every time she took a risk, every time she opened the door for a new conversation, she was gambling with everything. Oprah's vulnerability was her strength. Her authenticity was her edge. And that was the heart of her revolution: human connection. She didn't need a script. She didn't need rehearsals. She didn't need polished performances. She simply needed people to feel seen, heard, and understood. And the audience, for the first time, didn't just watch her. They became part of the conversation. Oprah invited her viewers to join in on a journey of growth. She taught them that no matter where they came from, no matter what their past was, they had the power to change their story. She showed them that the first step in achieving greatness wasn't perfection, it was authenticity. Through the years, Oprah continued to redefine what it meant to be a media mogul. She expanded her influence, not just through The Oprah Winfrey Show, but through her books, her magazine, her own network, and the many philanthropic initiatives she championed. She wasn't just a television personality anymore. She became a global brand, a trusted voice, and a symbol of resilience and empowerment. Oprah's empire wasn't built on celebrity or fame. It was built on trust. Her audience trusted her because they knew she was real. They trusted her because they knew her story, her pain, and her journey to greatness. And that trust made her invincible. When Oprah spoke, people listened, not because she had the loudest voice, but because her voice carried weight. It carried the weight of someone who had been knocked down, abused, rejected, and written off. And yet, she stood again and again and again. And with each rise, she didn't just grow her career. She grew her impact. She grew her purpose. She grew her ability to change lives. Oprah didn't just change the way television worked. She changed the way we think about success. She made it clear that it wasn't about the dollars in your bank account. It wasn't about the fame. It was about what you did with your platform once you had it. She used her influence to raise awareness for causes that were overlooked. Topics like child abuse, mental health, poverty, and racism. She gave people a voice when no one else would. She told the stories that others were too afraid to tell. And in doing so, she made a profound impact on society. But Oprah's story is a reminder that success isn't always about conquering the world. Sometimes it's about changing the world within. Her journey is a reminder that our wounds can be our greatest strength. The pain we carry doesn't have to define us. It can propel us into a future of unimaginable power. The trauma we experience doesn't have to be the end of the story. It can be the beginning of a new chapter. Oprah used her story to heal not just herself, but others as well. She showed us that we are not defined by our beginnings, but by the courage we summon to rewrite our narrative. Her empire wasn't just about what she had built, it was about what she gave back. Her mission wasn't to gain fame, but to amplify voices that had been ignored. Her legacy is one of empowerment, of turning struggles into triumphs, and of using every opportunity to make the world a little better than how she found it. And that is the essence of Oprah Winfrey. It's not just about how you rise, but about how you rise with others. The power of transformation. Oprah's story is a powerful reminder that no matter where you come from, no matter how broken or beaten down you feel, you have the ability to turn your pain into power. What happened to you doesn't define you. How you respond to it does. Her rise wasn't about overcoming her past. It was about learning how to embrace it and use it to fuel her future. The key wasn't escaping her pain. It was learning how to turn that pain into purpose. Oprah Winfrey's legacy teaches us one thing. We have the power to change our own story, and in changing our own stories, we can change the world.